year, 2019. And then I started working as a content writer, content marketing executive this year, 2020 May. And I have overall I have 7 months of experience in the same field. And then I stopped working. Like I am not currently working in November until the end of November. Like I resigned after that. Okay, so now I want to go into management. I have taken GMAT. I have a 650 score, and I want to like I wish to get an MBA degree from the US and then work there for a few years, and then after that I'm not sure what to do after that. May like whether to come back to India or stay there, and I don't know after that. But like I am what I'm sure about is that I want to uh, I don't want to uh, go into the core biotech research to BSc and all that. I want to go into management in the management field of the same biotech industry only. I want to remain in the biotech industry, but not into the research part. Getting my point? Then, so I want to do an MBA. But for that, I like in the US, the first and second tier universities, uh, like they prefer people candidates with work experience. So that is why I started working in the May. But then I am like confused now whether to gain experience in India, because like considering my academic background, which is biotechnology, BTech biotechnology, I don't have much options, job opportunities here in India in the field of management. Where it's like the options I have are mainly in like academic writing or editing or something like that, and or either this or like working in laboratories on different research projects, which I don't think will be like relevant to my management future goals. So like I'm confused whether to keep working here and gain a few years of experience, or to go in some uh, not very good US universities and like gain an MBA. First doubt is this, and the second is like I am considering this option also, that like 1 year or 2 years some other degree other than MBA which has OPT, which are STEM designated degrees. For example, I'm considering an a what is the name? I'm forgetting. MABA, MABA, that is Master in Applied Business Analytics. So I'm considering that it is STEM designated first of all, and then I'll get 3 years of experience, work experience also. Then after that, if I'll wish to, like I'll still wish to, then I'll pursue an MBA there after pursuing an MABA and then gaining some experience in the US only. Second option is this. And the third option is working here for a few years and then applying in 2021 or 22. Then also I'm not sure if I'll get selected along with the scholarship and all that. So I want you to like guide me. What do you think is best alternative for me?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first question is, how much money do you have?
I like my parents, they don't want to spend money. They, of course, they have money, but they, Indian mentality, they want to send their child outside on like with scholarship only.
Yeah.
So
I don't
I,
I
yeah,
don't blame them. My parents were the same. So,
okay.
but here's the thing. The reason I say you how much money do you have is, see, one of the thing that everybody need to understand, and I'll get to the other point, that how you can, what's the best way to
Mhm,
get in. But in overarching thing, I think getting an MBA from US, or why to get an MBA, I think you have a very valid reason, which you clarified. You said you don't want to get into R&D, and that having an MBA or doing an MBA is the right way to move out from there, no doubt.
mhm.
So
But
you have
yeah, this and another question I have, like, is this a valid reason, like, to write in my SOP that I don't want to go into R&D, but I am still inclined to the biotechnology field, so I want to
I
go
think,
into the management field of the same industry. Is it
yeah,
a valid reason?
I think to be, there is nothing wrong to be honest, but how do you write, that is more important, right?
Yeah.
You can say, I hate R&D, That's not the right word, right? So
Yeah.
how do you say that, right? So I would say that you can say something like, for example, as you work in the industry, you realize that leadership is more important. And I feel that the what do you call it, the extrinsic personality I am, I feel that this is the right choice me, because if you look at my school, I have been involved in organizing, leadership, the way you frame it,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
important, right? So make sure that you frame it a right way and have the right valid answers to back that up.
Okay.
So, and as I said, nothing is wrong as far as you believe in what you are doing. So make sure when you write your SOP, you believe in that, and not just believe in it, but have points to back it up. That's the end of the story. I
Okay.
think the larger question here is, as I said to you, how much money do you have? Because
Mm-hmm.
as you can imagine, doing an MBA is not a cheap thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, and as I said, again, having said that, everybody comes here, pay from their pocket, and do their MBA, get a job, get along with their life. That's also true.
Mm-hmm.
In COVID, I would say this situation has changed a little bit differently as prior. But again, as I said, if you get into Wharton's or MIT's or Stanford's, things are different. I would definitely not suggest you to go below tier 2 university. I would not suggest that, and it's for a simple reason is because they would be expensive ones. So let's break down the cost and what it is all about, right? I spoke to few students actually who are in India, and one of the student, he was from IIT Kanpur, and he was working at a Wipro or something company I remember, and
Okay.
he is doing his MBA from NC State. It's a good
Okay.
university,
Mm-hmm.
um, Chapel Hill, sorry. So it's a good university, no doubt. But he is in India pursuing an MBA because of COVID. You can't travel, and I'm like, dude,
Okay. Online.
yeah. I've said, what's the point? Like, see, here's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that is the reason probably you can delay it. Put it this way, that is the reason you can delay it. If they are saying that you cannot come, if you feel that you cannot come, I strongly suggest don't come. A virtual MBA has no meaning, because MBA is
Mm-hmm.
all about engagement. It's all about be there,
Practical exposure.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about your engagement. And you, like, I'm doing my MBA right now from Ohio State.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
um, and for many reasons I can see it, because I did my PhD and then I started doing my MBA. I know the technical side of it, I know the other side of it, I
Mm-hmm.
see the pros and cons. But the only thing I feel about MBA is very practical, especially in US. Especially, I would say, either you're doing a full time or even a part time. Actually, MBA is more about engagement. It's not about passing a class. It's not about that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not getting that experience and then paying $50,000 on top of it, I would say there is, I won't do it. Right. So first thing first. The second thing comes here that, as I said, MBA is not like doing an MS. MS is cheaper. MBA is 2 or 3 times more expensive. So you have to understand the return of investment, what return you're going to get. And that is the reason I said, if you are getting into tier 3, I won't suggest it. There
Okay.
are, you will find some tier 2 universities cheaper. So make a valid selection on the cost, if you decide to pay from your pocket. And also an MBA, you can also look at US universities, and they will put out like average salary the student gets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, an MBA, the amount of loan that you had to get for an MBA program in general from US is like buying a house.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like buying a house. So question comes, how early you gonna pay it? Because you don't want loan on sitting on top of your head for next 20, 30 years, because house loan is exactly like that. And you are
Mm-hmm.
an engineering graduate, you should understand the numbers. And that's why I'm saying, don't be too emotional taking a decision. You should have your math done right out. So coming back to the student I spoke, one of the mistake he did, he was like, I only have to pay $600 a month. I said, there's something missing. I think, did your calculation right? Because it doesn't seem that you have done it right. And then I realized he just was thinking about the loan he took it this year, but you have to take 50,000 for next year too.
Okay.
So that's double. That's like $1,400 a month of
Mm-hmm.
loan for next 20 years. So $14 $1,000 $1,400 you have to pay for just for a loan for next 20 years. And that's the reason I said if you go to a better universities, the pays are higher. And you can, as I said, I'm not saying anything new. You can go to university website, do your research, don't jump to the guns.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, I will give an example. If you go to Ohio State website, Fisher College of Business, you will find class of 2020, how many students were there, how many international students were there, what was the average salary student got, and there is a distribution, maximum, minimum. So average is really confusing, right? And you will
Mm-hmm.
realize that let's say you are getting $90,000 as a outgoing class as a salary. So $90,000 is, and then you have to pay $1,400 on the top. And God forbid if you're working at New York or California, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure you will not. But what I'm saying is $90,000 if you have to pay loan and all that. Um, you will make living, everything will be fine, but that will be an extra burden on you. That I would definitely say. But as I said that, students from all over the world, they flock to US and do their MBA and so forth. So I think the important part here is also you should look at it, how many students were placed, because in US it doesn't work that way. Like
Mm-hmm.
placement in India is like university helps you, right? You have a placement cell on that. Most of the time MBAs also have that, but more of the time it's your job to find, it's your duty to find a job. They are not gonna like go after you like in India, that's what placement cell does when you are in third year
Mm-hmm.
of engineering or something, right? So
Yeah.
it works in a totally different way. But as I said, having said that, it really boils down to, are you willing to spend? So think of it, you have to, any college you will go, 120,000 you will spend from your pocket. 120,000, you can think of how many money it is in Indian terms. It would be close to like 2 crores or something. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you just have to,
And
that need to be clear first, to be honest with you.
yeah, I am actually
But
not considering loan. I'm like, yeah.
yeah. So coming back
Uh,
to the next point,
yeah.
the scholarship. Yeah, the scholarships, right?
Yeah,
So
I'll either go on scholarship, or if I'll not get it, then I'll like delay my
yeah, right. So
admission in university.
I'm coming to that point, the scholarship part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be very honest with you. Being a female, being from India, you will be in that category, that you mm, you will be one of the candidate that will be highly ranked for the scholarship, because the
Okay.
school looks at the diversity part of it. They do,
Okay.
right? So you will be a prime candidate. It all depends on how good your CV and how you work on. So this guy I'm speaking, so he was going after loan, but he was saying one of his friend has full scholarship. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason was because he was in the industry for 5 years. So
Oh.
I feel that probably you need to work more. If you really want to go after an MBA, I would say you should look unique. Like for example, if you have a startup that did really great job on something, be unique. Like for example, a very common people who go after an MBA from India, and you don't want to be in that category, are IT
Mm-hmm.
professionals. A male IT professional is the prime people that go after an
Mm-hmm.
MBA. And
Yeah.
you, as I said, you have to be outside that category, and the more outside you are from that category, the it's highly likely that you will get a scholarship. But as of now, as I said, you would be lucky, but I think you probably have to work another 1 or 2 year and really build your CV, in sense of, like, when you say leadership, like I didn't see any leadership in your CV. I think you need to build that. I do whatever. So I'm not saying like go and find a job, but I would say do something which looks unique, which it could be as unique as going to Nepal and doing something and for minority communities, something like very unique. You maybe end up in Harvard. That's what I'm saying. So try to focus on try to do on those lines, work on those lines. And I think you should be able to get a scholarship, as I said, because of the way the scholarships are decided, in my opinion,
Okay.
from diversity perspective and all that. And having said that, I would say you may be lucky, apply, who knows. And it's going to depend on your GMAT and all that, so just keep that in mind also. Don't screw those scores.
Okay, one thing you just said that like work for a few years, like gain leadership and all that, and then I might end up in a very good university. First option. Okay,
With a scholarship. Yeah.
yeah. The second option I'm considering is like if I get scholarship in not a very good university, something like uh, University of Arkansas or Colorado State University. If I'm getting scholarship this year, 21, so should I go there or not?
If you're getting 100% scholarship, yeah, free education is always welcome.
So I should consider that, right?
Yeah, yeah. As I said, free education is always welcome because at the
Mm-hmm.
end of once you finish it, you have nothing to lose, right?
Okay. And
And,
the
and I'm
third
pre-
option,
and I'm pretty sure you will find a job. But I'm saying like sometimes they say we're gonna give you 20%, 30%.
yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
just
Yeah.
evaluate those things because
Uh-huh.
those things are very catchy.
For sure, I'll do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
And the third thing, as I mentioned before, also that like pursuing some other degree, 1 year or 2 year MS degree, and then
As I said,
with
are you willing to spend money?
that, if uh, that also, if only if I'll get scholarship, then only I'll go.
So that's what I'm saying is everything boils down to that aspect. As I
Yeah.
said to you, I'm going to say it in a very plain way. If you're getting a free ride to get into a college, no matter what, I will go. End of the story, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what. Like for example, if tomorrow they say, hey Amit, do you want to do and if I'm interested in a master's in leadership, it's free, I will do it. Actually, it's free. What do you care, right? As far as
Like,
as far as lines up with my interest, of course.
mhm,
But what I'm saying is, so my again coming back to the point, um, why you want to do this and then this, that you need to decide. But if my goal is to get into a management role in a biotech company, I will go directly for an MBA. I won't waste my time. But as I said, if you get a free scholarship, who cares?
okay.
Yeah.
So the two options, like two most viable options, I am confused between are this only, that first of all, like go into MBA, Masters in Applied Business Analytics. That is also of my core interest, and then work there for a few years, and then gain a MBA from a top tier university.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, people do that. I mean, here's the thing. I have a lot of friends who have came here and did their masters in mechanical
Mhm.
engineering, right? And then worked and then did their MBA. So you're talking about something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine. But as I said again, remember, are you gonna pay from your pocket here and then you're gonna pay from your pocket there, or are you getting a free ride? It's all gonna boil down to that. Because
Mhm.
masters, and let me tell you another thing, masters in US universities, especially top universities. I'm saying tier one, tier two.
Mhm.
Tier three will say, oh, you will get 20%, 25%, all that. But tier one, tier two is the
Yes or
probability
no?
of getting a job, getting a scholarship is almost zero at this stage of your career.
Okay. Okay.
For
Okay.
an
Get it.
MBA, I would say if you gonna build your CV and if it's gonna come like the holistic
Mhm.
person who has worked in 5 years as a leadership, and it's really solid. You build your CV. I think you have a good chance that you will end up having a scholarship as a female in tier one or tier two. It's possible.
That is the problem. I am not like, there are meanwhile, because of COVID also, but also because of like considering my academic background, biotechnology, I don't get much opportunities like leadership roles. I What I get is like very basic job.
Yeah, yeah, but you live in a country where the competition is cutthroat. You grew up like that. We grew up like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is a point of complaining. I would say make it happen. That's the only thing I can say. Because if you ask me how, lot of people ask me how I was able to do it. I mean, it's a simple question. I mean, there were people before me and even after me who were able to do it. So there's no point in saying I am not able to do it. You need to figure it out how to do it, and I can assure you that there are plenty ways that you can do it. It's all about how smartly you are thinking. Yeah, let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, nobody is going to come to you and say, Alicia, here is the plate of carrots and peas, and nobody, you need to go, you need to figure it out. I mean, to be honest with you, there were a time when I graduated and I have knocked the doors of the company, like literally knocking the doors. So, this is how cutthroat the competition is. And this is how it works. US is very different. It's not that much competitive and all that, and that's why people who come from outside as an immigrant, especially from India, they thrive here like anything, because they know how to hustle. But you have to make it happen. As I said to you, from MBA perspective, I will be very honest with you. I think you're thinking in the right direction. Um, but I will also tell you another thing is, if you are able to do an MBA with a scholarship
Mm-hmm.
even from India, which as I said, here's another thing. A lot of people want to go to US because it's easy to get into US universities and all that, which is fine. But if you get into an IM or an ISB, they are as good as anything. And the companies you will see there are as good as anything. But again, the competition will be too hard. But again, are you willing to pay 200,000 versus, I don't know what is the tuition level at other IMs and all that. It totally is gonna boil to that. But again, you have to build your CV and all, because
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I would say is um
So,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Indian universities don't have scholarships like
Yeah,
in
but
the field of management.
yeah, but it's not going to be that expensive too,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's going to be like 1/10 less expensive. I
If
mean,
we are
I
considering without scholarship, if we are considering, yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
I mean, again, I will tell you, if you go to tier three university in US, getting into IM is much better. I don't see a point.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like IMs have very good reputation. People get selected from there for their multinationals. It's not that. It's not that. But even let's say Ohio State, which is ranked 20, I would say IM Ahmedabad I would rank them higher, definitely, because of just the, I mean, many people think in terms of dollars, right? Like how much dollar I'm getting and what's
Mm.
the conversion and all that. But if you look at people who get placed at IM and where they work, because I have
Yeah.
a friend who graduated from IIT Guwahati, then he did from IM Lucknow. He used to work for ICICI in Lucknow, sorry, in Mumbai, and he used to make close to a crore for air, which I don't think even students will get here graduating from Fisher. So I'm just giving you an example. It's
But
not,
getting in an IIM is way more
yeah.
tougher.
Yeah, no, no. So that's what I'm saying. It's money versus what tough you are looking for. It's very easy to pay money and get to some ABCD university, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my point here is. So either you work on your CV and you build your CV and get into there. But as I said, if you are able to get in a scholarship, see, if you're able to get in a scholarship, go right away, no problem. The
Mm-hmm.
problem comes really when you don't have a scholarship, and then you have to
That's
make a
true.
decision, right? So that's what I'm really focusing on. I mean, if you come to me and say, hey, I got a scholarship, I really do. You don't have to come to me. It's a simple answer. Just go.
Okay.
The question really here is, what if I'm not able to get a scholarship, and what should I do? So my advice to you would be is, if it's tier one, come, but talk to your parents. Tier two,
Mm-hmm.
do your calculation as much as you possible. Look at what are the return of
So
investment and all that. Tier three, no, not at all. That's what I'm trying to get into.